Hey, how you doing? This is Craig Beck, aka the Stop Drinking Expert, from stopdrinkingexpert.com. The website that has helped hundreds of thousands of people to escape the loop of problem drinking over the last 14 years. Oh my God. Well, look, welcome in. It's very early here. It's 5 a.m. in Cyprus. I'm still on my first coffee, so bear with me if I'm a bit slow. But I wanted to jump in and talk about a great email I got from a member of my coaching program called Mike. And he wants to know about getting through a vacation and staying sober. It's a great subject. It is a challenge. So let's talk about it. First of all, let's throw up Mike's email here so we can dig in a bit. Hi, Craig. Read your book, Alcohol Lied to Me, several months ago. Enjoyed it. But the lessons didn't stick as much as I had hoped. So now I'm enrolled in your online course and through day 6. Even though you covered most of the philosophy and anecdotes in your book and videos, I do appreciate the daily reinforcement and the extra detail. I'm also listening to the audiobook and find that to be an excellent reinforcement. Thank you, Mike. Very good. So far, so good. Here's where I could use a little help. I'm getting ready to go on a 2-week vacation in Europe from the US. I'm worried about all the temptations I will face. 1, free alcohol in the airport lounge before the flight both ways. 2, free alcohol during the 10-hour flight in business class both ways. 3, time in Prague where beer is almost a religion, and at least in my former drinking mind, quite good. 4, time in Dresden, same thing. 5, the biggest problem, a fighter pilot reunion in Germany with German pilots who like to drink. My addiction to alcohol had its roots in the culture in the Air Force, and especially the fighter pilot community. The beer light came on in the squadron after the last landing. Of course, everyone imbibed. Friday nights at the club were mandatory, and the only Cokes to be found were mixed with Jack or Bacardi. This continued for 20 plus years, and obviously it had a huge effect on me. Unfortunately, even after retiring, I did not slow down. As a matter of fact, since I didn't have any flying to worry about, my drinking got worse. Abstaining at home is relatively easy, but I'm worried about the temptations I will soon face. I still associate the drinking back then with good times and good people, and through the magic of selective recall, conveniently forget the bad parts. You are absolutely correct that I must still attach some value to alcohol, given how much I am worried about this trip. So I'm asking for your help proactively. Do you have any tips, tricks, videos that will help me in the weeks ahead? Like you, I look at a fellow passenger drinking wine in business class and I go, I'm paying for that too. Each day of the reunion, there will be an open bar with the added challenge of my fond recollections. Okay. Great email, great subject. And you're right, it's a challenge because there's a lot going on. You might be expecting me to say, no, don't worry, you'll be fine. It's not a challenge. It is a challenge because it's a multi-layered problem. This is not only about addiction, habits, and learned behaviors. There's a lot of other psychology going on with this sort of vacation, because like you said, you're traveling business class and you've paid a lot of money to do that. Chances are you've paid what, $4,000, something like that, $4,000 for that 10-hour flight. You can't really justify the difference in price between economy and business, really, just on the basis of the seat. So there is that element that you're being ripped off. You look around and you see that guy having a glass of champagne, that guy having a gin and tonic, and you're thinking, well, even though I don't really want to drink, I still feel like I'm being ripped off here. And I know how you feel, because at times I felt the same. Now, there are some airlines that are very good in this area. For example, one of my favorite airlines to fly, Qatar, flying out of Doha, because it's an Arabic airline, they cater quite heavily for people who don't consume alcohol. So they have a huge array of options. They have non-alcoholic champagne. They have these fantastic mocktails, and they do this lime juice drink. Oh my God. I don't care If I was drinking, I would choose that over anything alcoholic. It's amazing. And they're a bit funny about it. They'll only give you one of them. I don't know what's in it. If you ask for a second one, they go, "Oh, we'll have to go and ask permission." You're like, "What is this magical liquid?" Anyway, so yeah, the airline you're flying matters. I'm guessing you're flying in American Airlines, at Delta or American or something like that. So they won't be catering for you as well. They'll offer you an orange juice or a sparkling mineral water, something like that. So I understand you feel like you're missing out. The way I'm going to suggest you deal with this trip, Mike, is going to apply to the flight, to the visits, the sightseeing that you do, and to the reunion. All right. Normally, I wouldn't suggest you do a trip like this at this point in your journey. This trip is really for when you're super solid in your convictions. You're so happy with your life free of alcohol that you never worry about drinking anymore. In fact, you look at people drinking alcohol and you think, why would they do that? Why would they drink poison? Why are they deliberately going to set themselves up to feel terrible tomorrow? When you're at the point when you look at alcohol and people drinking and it doesn't make sense anymore, that's when you do this vacation. But that doesn't help you because it's booked and you're going on it. So I'm going to give you a suggestion here, Mike, as to how you deal with this as a one-off. All right. If you progress further down this road into sobriety, you should get to the point where you don't worry about stuff like this because you're happy with how you feel. You're happy with life without alcohol. But on this initial trip, I want you to treat this like it's a science project. All right. So you've been assigned a project and it's a really valuable contract. This is worth millions of dollars, right? And the project is this. I want you to go on that flight and observe what alcohol does to people. I want you to look at all the people in that cabin and just do a bit of people watching. Look at that guy over there and guess what he does for a job. Is he a lawyer? Is he a banker? Is he an investor? Is he a doctor? What does he do? And look at him. Look how he's dressed. Look how he appears. Listen to how he talks to the crew. And then watch him during the flight. Watch him after he's had his 5th glass of champagne. Watch how his appearance changes. Watch how his face changes. Listen to his voice and how it slurs slightly and how he's no longer the man that he was when he got on that flight. So I want you to see this as an opportunity to be fascinated by how this drug plays its tricks, all right? And they do the same when you're doing your tourism stuff as well. Instead of sitting there going, "Oh, I feel like I'm missing out. Oh, I wish I could have a drink." Just preoccupy yourself with this project. I want you to watch alcohol and humans interacting. Your job here, Mike, your assignment is to go on this trip, come back, email me with all your findings and report to us. All right. We're going to do this together. You share your findings with us. I will share them on the Happy Sober podcast on YouTube and with the members. All right. When you go to that reunion, let me tell you what to expect. You're going to go with the same assignment, by the way. You're going to this reunion with the assignment to monitor what happens to people when they drink alcohol. But let me tell you what's going to happen during that reunion. You'll get there, and for about the first hour, you'll feel a bit sad. You'll feel like you're missing out. You'll look at all the guys drinking beers and you're thinking, this sucks. Man, this is awful. Understand that that's a temporary sensation. All right. You're not going to spend the whole night feeling like that. There's going to be a period where you feel like you're missing out. After about an hour or so, you're going to relax and you're going to start to see some of the negative impacts of alcohol coming in. You will see intelligent people become slightly stupid people. You will see eloquent people who are good orators barely be able to string a sentence together. You will see people stumble and fall over. You will see people flirt when they're married and do things that they wouldn't do when they were sober. You will see and hear people say things that are rude, offensive, and inappropriate. And eventually, as the night progresses, you will become aware that the conversation has descended into nothing. Nobody is saying anything of worth. Everyone is saying gibberish. Everyone is telling the same stories over and over again, laughing at nothing. And you will feel like you are in a room full of chimpanzees. And at this point, you make your excuses. You go to your hotel room. You get a really nice night's sleep. You wake up feeling fantastic in the morning, refreshed. And you see some of your friends and they look like death. They look like they've been poisoned, because they have been. That's the truth, you know? And yeah, I know you're looking back with rose-tinted glasses on your past, but you were a younger man back then. You could get away with poisoning yourself. You're retired now, Mike. You can't expect to drink poison and get away with it. You're going to pay a heavy price for drinking on this trip, my friend. And it's not just physical, it's psychological, it's mental, it's in your relationship, it's in your self-esteem, your self-worth. If you drink on this trip, you're going to come home hating yourself. You're going to be full of self-loathing. You're going to say, well, that's it. It's impossible. I can't quit drinking. You're going to stop doing the course. And you're going to be trapped in that place for months until you finally pick yourself up by the lapels and you get started again. So, yeah, you might be tempted to drink, but it's not the innocent little thing that it appears to be. It's not just a couple of drinks with your friends. The price you're going to pay for drinking on this trip is months of low mood, self-doubt, self-loathing, and all the other negative stuff that comes with it. So accept the challenge, Mike. This is a project from the Sober Army to go on this trip and report back to us what alcohol does to human beings. All right? Look, and just scuttle back to the first point. Yeah, I know how you feel about that free alcohol in a business class flight. And I have sat there many times thinking, I should get a discount or something. I should, they should give me a voucher saying, oh, you're not drinking. Here's a voucher. But they don't. But here's the gift, right? When you land after that 10-hour flight and you've had all that low oxygen in the cabin and you've been sitting in a steel tube breathing in other people's farts for 10 hours and you're a bit jet lagged and you get up and you feel a bit tired, look around at the people who were drinking during the flight. My God, they look like they're about to die. So imagine feeling how you feel magnified 100 times, because not only do they feel a little bit jet lagged and a bit tired from the environment of the plane, they also have a raging hangover and they've just spent 10 hours drinking poison. Can you imagine how much worse they feel than you feel? And then you've got to go and stand in the customs line for an hour. So look, understand that this too shall pass. There will be periods where you feel like you're missing out. You just have to get past those, and you'll be into the territory of being happy sober again pretty quickly. So hopefully I hear from you in a couple of weeks' time and you tell me how you got on, Mike. If you have any questions, email me via the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com. And if you're worried about your drinking, then you should be there right now signing up for the free webinar that happens every day. Thanks a lot. See you soon.